Morning. So last class we were talking about the religion called Buddhism. So we started with the concept called doctrine of Buddhism. So previous class we discussed or we talked about the two, most important the doctrine or the teachings of Gautama Buddha. So that was Four Noble Truths along with Eightfold Path and the concept of Nirvana. So that's the things which we had seen in the previous class. So today's class we will go with some more the doctrine of Buddhism, so which we are having. So that will be one is karma, then another one will be ahimsa, then existence of God. Okay, so now let us see what according to Buddha karma means. What according to Buddha ahimsa. What according to Buddha existence of God. So what is his faith? Okay, so let us see one by one. According to Buddha, the life has got laws of karma. Okay, a set of laws of karma according to Buddha. So when he say that our life come across the karma, okay, our life come across the karma when he says, so he is stressing on four major, five major concepts. So he is stressing on the karma concept. So in that the first one, so if we see, man is the maker of his own destiny. Okay, man is the maker of his own destiny. Destiny means a man, he himself decides what is his goal. Okay, that he himself is the destiny creator. Now when we come to the religion, here destiny is nothing but after the death having a salvation of life. That is should be the destiny. Okay, so in a life, the man is the person who is a creator of his own destiny. Okay, so when you create a destiny, so the Buddha says in a second the concept, good deeds. In order to reach your destiny, in order to reach your salvation, if good deeds in your life till your life ends the journey, if you do the good deeds or if you have a good deeds, so he says that you will be reborn with a higher life, luxurious life once again. Okay, so to reach your destiny, your good deeds are very important from birth to death. So from birth to death, the journey, your good deeds should be there. If that good deeds, a person follow or person practice it, so he will be reborn with the higher standard of life. Okay, at the same time he says in the third aspect, attains salvation from the cycle of birth and death. Okay, attains salvation. So he will be reborn with the higher standard of life when you follow good deeds. Okay, so good deeds will make you to reborn with the higher life and it will give you to attain a salvation. Two aspects he sees. So moreover, so when you are having your destiny, so Gautama Buddha says, go with a correct path. The correct path is nothing but good deeds. So according to him. And at the same time, he also says in the laws of karma, evil deeds. If you follow evil deeds means you are wrong path. If you follow wrong path, you are sure to be punished. The person will be punished. Punished in the sense you will not have a salvation of life. That's nothing but a punish. Okay, if a person follows a wrong path, if a person follows an evil deeds in his life from birth to death, so surely he will be punished. There is no doubt in that particular aspect. Okay, that's the one aspect he says. If you want to be away from punishment, if you want to have an attain salvation, if you want to have a good deeds of life to reach your destiny, so Gautama Buddha says follow middle path. Here middle path is nothing but the previous class I taught you know eightfold path. That's nothing but middle path. That is also called as middle path. Okay, the eight middle path which he had given, or eightfold path, so which he had given. So that if you follow, you can reach your destiny with the good deeds. If you reach your destiny with the good deeds, you will have a salvation and you will be free from the birth, I mean cycle of birth and death. You will be reborn with the higher life. If not, your evil deeds will be having a punishment. Okay, this is the laws of karma. I mean, Gautama Buddha says. Next, if you see the concept of ahimsa, okay, as usual, like Vardhamana Mahavira, Buddha also laid stress on love. Okay, so Buddha asks us to love everybody, and at the same time, he also asks us to have a compassion, love and compassion. Okay, towards all living beings as well as the living creatures. Okay, and at the same time, you have to lead a life where the non-injury to living creatures, either it is a human being or either it is a living creatures. Okay, whatever it may be, you are supposed to have a non-injury living. What is that non-injury living means? Good deeds. You should have a good thoughts towards a human being. You should have a good words from your mouth. Okay, deeds, thoughts and the words should not give an injury to living creatures like human being, or it can be about, I mean, the, I mean, the living creatures. So, but as Jainism, how they give most, I mean, importance to the living creatures. So Buddhism doesn't give, I mean, it does not give, I mean, more important to the living creatures, but to the living beings, human beings. So it gives very important. So no, we are not supposed to hurt a human being with our own deeds, thoughts, words. Okay, so no injury to living creatures. Then the fifth one, if you see, that is existence of God. So according to Gautama Buddha, so the Buddha believes in silent existence of God. Okay, so he says that the presence of God is, a person can be felt only in silence. That doesn't mean he denies the God, no. He says there is a presence of God in the universe, but that should be felt with the silence. Okay, so that is the reason right to meditation was one of the fold path which he has given to us. Okay, and the next thing he says in the existence of God is, all the religion has got a universal law. That's nothing but dharma. Okay, universal law. That's nothing but dharma. You belong to any religion, you should lead your life with the concept of the universal law that's called dharma. What is this universal concept called dharma? If you see, that is leading your life with a virtue, a meaningful way. Okay, and good deeds. So between this birth to death, that journey, what we are having, let your life go with the good deeds. Help someone, have love and compassion towards everybody, treat everybody, I mean everybody equally. Okay, help the needies. So like this, all good deeds. And at the same time, let your travel also have a morality. Be honest, be truthful, obedience, respect. So all these things he asks. Okay, so every religion's universal law is, that is nothing but dharma. Okay, you should stand for your own religion. That's nothing but dharma, universal law. So the Gautama Buddha says. So we are having some more teachings of Gautama Buddha, so we will see it. So next, sixth teachings we are having is, so that is Buddha says universal brotherhood. Okay, so according to Buddha, the universal brotherhood, how we should practice, how a religion of Buddhism should practice. If you see, first and foremost, he says is equality of men. No caste, no color, no creed, no discrimination. Instead, the equality of men. Everyone, all are equal in this universal. Okay, that equality of men says the concept of universal brotherhood. Okay, let we lead a life without any discriminations. Either it can be a gender or a caste or a creed or a color, whatever it may be. Okay, so no leading a life with a discrimination, instead lead a life with an equality of men. Okay, and the second thing he says, if you see, no faith in caste system. Okay, so no religion says that to have a practice of caste system. But in India, we have a caste system. From the Vedic civilization onwards, we are having it. Okay, Rig Veda says, or Atharva Veda says, so or Yajura Veda says, according to Rig Veda, 4 systems of caste. No. Okay, no religion says that should have a practice of caste system. So this is almost like a blind faith, which Buddha says we never should practice. Okay, so never ever practice a caste system in a religion. Okay, which is against the faith it will be. And the next third one he says is ill treatment. No ill treatment. When you don't follow a caste system, then the concept of ill treatment comes, where you measure a people based on the based on the maybe wealth, or based on they are the low caste people in society. All that things comes. Okay, you don't follow caste system, but the ill treatment we follow it. We discriminate people, or we measure a people with their lifestyle, how they are, whether it's a rich or a poor. So based on that which we are not supposed to beat. Okay, by this he says practice an universal brotherhood. Then next, the seventh one is no faith in rituals and sacrifices. So here I have not written the explanation, just that sentence is enough. No faith in rituals and sacrifices. Okay, so according to Jainism, even Buddhism believes that there should not be rituals and the sacrifices, which is called as a meaningless, concept that is practiced in a religion. And the last one we are having is stress on morality. Okay, so apart from 4 noble truths, 8-fold path, and nirvana, the very important the Buddhism gives to, the Buddha's teaching is that is stress on morality. Okay, so according to Buddha, a person should lead his life with good actions. That is the morality. Good actions. Okay, follow a right path. Okay, and you be honest, not to lie. Okay, always be a person of honest. Then the third one says the disciplined life. There should be one system in the life. There should be one systematic in life. Okay, there should, be as if we are born, we live. No, such concept should not be there. A disciplined life should be there. And next is path of non-violence, that is ahimsa, non-injury. Okay, and the last one is don't be corrupt. Okay, so don't be corrupt. If you all follow this, you will lead a life called upright life. Upright life means after your death, you will be an example. Now, for example, like Swami Vivekananda, he is a person with upright life. Okay, who lives with an examples. So that is the one concept which we are having. So these are all about the teachings of doctrine of Buddhism, which we are having it. So here we end the lesson, that is Jainism and Buddhism. So I hope you might have now aware about, or you might have got complete information regarding both the religions. So once again, the topics which I have taught in your textbook, please revise it. The topics which are missing, from my teaching, so that are not there for your syllabus, this year's syllabus, it is not there. So that is the reason, whatever I have taught, even apart from that, I have extra also I have taught it. So just go through it and prepare it. And I just want to tell you, so next week, so you will be having a test will be given, and tomorrow or day after tomorrow you will get a message about the test. Test is civics, the first lesson which I have taught. So about that there will be a test. So get ready for it. So timing and how the test will be conducted, instructions. So everything you will receive tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So you will get a message to you. So be prepared and have present a, well prepared test in the next class. Next week. So next week, next class. So we will go with the, I mean, uh, the new lessons, either civics or history. So we will go with the new lessons. Thank you.